Hello, I want to talk to y'all a few minutes about a follow-up on what we learned from that biological study that I was reading. Now, one of the things we learned is that before the plants set their seed head, that is when the highest concentration of the chemicals are in it. So, these are all still bolting up. They're all still bolting up. But they have not started setting the seed head or the flowers yet. So, any of the leaves that I harvest off of this are going to be high in nutrient value and chemical value. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is this plant right here. And the term biennial. Now, there are a couple of different interpretations of what biennial is, depending on where you read it online. And my understanding had always been that a plant dies down and then it doesn't come back until the year after next. Okay, so and I did not know that seeds did that. So what we're learning now is that this plant, not only does the plant do that, but its seeds do that. Now, last year, that plant right there was not there. But if you go back to my videos in 2017, that is the plant in those photos that I have as my thumbnail. Nothing came up last year, even though I had transplanted some plants here. But this particular variety, which, you know, if you look at those leaves, that it looks more like a canadensis than a verosa, but it was the one that was native here and came up in this flower bed the very first year I was here. And I cut it down, and then 2 years later it came back. Then I've been here since 2011. So last year there was no plant there. And I thought, well, doggone it. And I had seed out there. Nothing. So in the spring this year, and I showed y'all the pictures, that plant came up, and it didn't come up as a little sprout like these others have when they've sprouted from the seed. It came up like it was a full plant. And then it has just kept growing, as you see. Now, this plant will get to be over 8 feet tall, probably. Now, these others are the Cereola in here. And again, now those were ones that I had put those plants in here in 2017 next to that one. But nothing was here last year. And I moved plants in here. But nothing came up this year. So I went out and I got more and I moved more in here. Well, that's the only plant that came up of its own accord. Right there. And that one right there. So I wanted to discuss with you about the fact that we need to be aware of that and stagger our growing seasons. Plant seed every year from the year before, and then every year, if you're planting seed from the year before, then you're going to have a constant harvest and plants coming up every year. But you've got to make sure that you're gathering the seed every year, and then you're staggering them out. And then you can, of course, still go out and dig up plants and forage them and bring them into your yard. So I wanted to touch base with y'all on that, just as, you know, we're learning. I was real excited about those plant studies that I found and showing them to y'all so that y'all can read them and see if you can't understand them. I understand quite a bit, but there's a lot of it I don't understand. So, until our next videos that we'll get into about the biology studies and stuff, this is something to be considering about how we're going to stagger our plants to make sure that we've got them every single year. So, remember to eat the wild things, and I hope all of you are having a blessed and wonderful evening. And until next time, goodbye.